secret society, a deity, a spectacle, a broken country, the beauty of the ocean. These are the most exciting games coming out in 2024. It's the OG. Before all that Trump being Superman bollocks, we had Adam Weishaupt, and in 1776 he formed the wellspring of modern conspiracies, the Bavarian Illuminati. Considering my obsession with this kind of thinking, I was always going to be attracted to a game like this. In Pax Illuminaten, players assume the role of an Erophagus, a high-ranking member of the Illuminati. Your job? To undermine the archaic superstitions of the Holy Roman Empire and disseminate Enlightenment ideas around Bavaria. You must do it surreptitiously, though, to ensure the authorities don't clamp down on your organisation and Bavaria remain in the grip of ignorance. This is the latest instalment in the Pax series from Ion Games that was invented by the true board gaming original Phil Eklund. This won't be a light one, but promises to be something to truly get your teeth into, and that is how it should be, as wresting society from the grips of dangerous credulity and leading them into the light should be a challenge. Also, if you haven't read the Illuminatus trilogy by Robert Shea and Robert Anton Wilson, you should. It'll clean your third eye. Malachi Ray Rempen is a triple threat. Not only does he design his games, he illustrates them and publishes them. He is the master of his own destiny game-wise, and in his short career that level of control has served him well. I was really impressed with Roll Camera, his co-op based on his experience in the film industry. It was challenging, charming, and a truly rewarding collaborative experience. Almighty is his first foray into the competitive arena, and just looking at the cover gets me excited. In Almighty, you take the role of a primordial deity whose job it is to create a Henuistic pyramid of gods to bestow blessings and curses on the poor saps you manage to draw in and worship these monsters. Your job is to accrue the most loyal and deferential worshippers and be crowned the best god of them all. I love art that tackles the mechanisms of belief, faith and religion, and while this won't deliver a Christopher Hitchens-style excoriation, it's a wonderful topic to tackle, and based on the last game, it'll be bursting with charisma and mechanical rigour. I'm very excited for this one. There are legends in the board game industry. Rainer Knizia, Klaus Teuber, Richard Garfield. Then there is the grandfather of German gaming, Wolfgang Kramer. He is the designer of El Grande, Downfalls, Princes of Florence and a host of other classics, whether that be as a sole designer or with someone else. He is so renowned in Germany that the score track around the board is named after him. He is also the designer of Colosseum, the game of building entertainments that an emperor can enjoy. This isn't the game I'm talking about here though, I'm talking about the sequel. This is Ave Titus, a reimagining of the original game but with one vital element added. One of the rising stars of modern American game design, Johnny Pack. For the last few years, he's been making a name for himself designing intricate and clever Eurogames that burst with character. Ave Titus is a continuation of his work with Fantasia Games, after the wild successes of Endless Winter and Unconscious Mind. Ave Titus might just be the game that establishes him as one of the most exciting designers around. In Ave Titus, you are tasked with creating spectacles for the Emperor. This is similar to the first game, but there is no doubt that Johnny will bring a depth to this new title that makes this version appeal to those who prefer their games a little bit heavier. This may be a highlight of next year. Bloody Rainer Knizia. You could make 20 videos on his upcoming games in any given year. How he manages to crank out so many is beyond me, but then again I am the laziest man to ever have lived. Go to Essen every year and you'll see a load of small box Knizia games. A big box though, that is an event, and an event worth talking about. Look at that cover too. If that doesn't get you juiced up, I don't know what will. Now, please indulge me as I embark on some wild speculation, but Cascadero looks to me to be a combination of Through the Desert, Tigris and Euphrates and Stevenson's Rocket. This might be total bollocks, but if I'm even approximating the truth here, this should be spectacular. What I do know is that it'll be very easy to grasp but offer a ton of depth, because Knizia is the king of squeezing loads of brilliant gameplay out of very little. Then you pair it with probably the world's best game illustrator Ian O'Toole in his second title on the list, the other one was Ave Titus, and this makes Cascadero one of the most exciting games of the upcoming year. Now, just because you do one thing well doesn't mean that you do something tangentially connected well too. Asker Granerud and Daniel Pedersen, designers of Heat, Copenhagen and Deep Blue, will be hoping that their talent in design will translate into publishing as their new imprint Sidekick Games is putting out their biggest game yet. This is Aqua. Designed by Dan and Tristan Halstead, Aqua is a game of building oceanic habitats in the hope of attracting diverse marine life. If gorgeousness were the only characteristic for a game to be good, you'd be onto a sure thing with Aqua because bloody look at it. Nature games are very zeitgeisty, but Aqua doesn't feel like a game that's had a couple of cute animals slapped onto it in the hope of attracting the Wingspan crowd. Knowing the exacting standards of the publishers, this will be an accessible but rigorously designed game that will offer a lot for an efficient rule set. Look at it though, I can't get over how pretty it is, and that will ensure its short-term success, and I hope this will establish Sidekick as a publisher to watch. So, there we go! With just these 5 games, it looks like 2024 is going to be a cracking year. Tell me in the comments what games you're looking forward to. So, thank you for watching. You can thumb if you want to thumb and sub if the need arises. There's great 5G4D merch at sirmeeple.com and you can join the fiery 5G4D Discord at 5G4D.com. Also, if you like these vids and want to help them get made, you can back the show at patreon.com/5G4D like these god kings of human beings. Now, my biggest resolution for 2024 is to find myself a catchphrase.